Can a head this big realistically fit under this mask? What other civilian bodies does the Toby McGuire head sculpt fit on? Find out in this week's review of Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. An awkward, dopey pushover, Peter Parker is a timid kid who's taller than he looks.
I hunch.
A radioactive spider bite gives Peter the equivalent strength of a spider, along with man-made webbing. Not sure if it's a spider ability, but Spider-Man is also able to professionally tailor intricate details into his costume.
It rides up in the crotch a little bit too.
Articulation, bruh. His eyes are a little too far apart with that asterisk symbol in the middle. But worse than that is the lack of articulation in this ball joint. Look at that, down, basically nothing. Up, an okay amount, but I think a ball and hinge would have been better here. There is some left to right and a decent amount of tilt. For those that are a little bit more tactile, the web pattern is sculpted in. The rotation does come up the upper torso there. You also get some tilt back and forth. And together with the inverted ab crunch, you get that much of a crunch forward and even more backwards. I mean, there is a bit of a food baby there. Arms rotate all the way around. There's a bicep swivel. A butterfly joint that does get you some cross body. The cut isn't that deep though, so you're not going to get a lot of cross there. And then even through at the back, you'll notice that the piece there is kind of stuck. It's not going all the way back, and that's the same on both arms. We also get a double jointed pinless elbow. The notch at the top of the shoulder there is a bit of an eyesore in photos, but arms ball and hinge all the way up and then some. Hands rotate and hinge up and down. Legs kick up, not great for a Spider-Man, but when you use the drop down hip there, you can get up a little bit further. This side kick's a little disappointing for a Spider-Man. There's an upper thigh swivel. There's a pinless double jointed knee. No boot swivel. Feet do hinge down, hinge all the way up, and rocks like a New York City tour guide.
And this is the spot where Spider-Man's Uncle Ben got shot to death because he was parked in the bus lane.
Accessories! Does this purse go with my bra, brah?
Spider-Man comes with a set of thwipping hands, a left wall-crawling hand, and a right-fisted hand. Guess including other hands from the 3-pack wasn't in the budget, but not including the wall-crawling hands for this version of Spider-Man is like forgetting to include a hook for the movie Hook.
I did.
Yes, you made a boo-boo.
I did.
Switching out for an unmasked head sculpt, you wouldn't think a head this big would fit under this mask. Looking at the side by side, the Toby McGuire likeness is pretty good, but looks more accurate to the first two movies with a fuller, less wrinkled face. He's also lacking the 12 o'clock shadow from No Way Home. For all the times that he takes off his mask in the movie, you'd think they'd include a hand with a built-in mask. Thankfully, Crafty Gecko Customs on Etsy has a Spider-Man mask-holding hand. The mask looks odd in any position but down, and doesn't have a hinge, but it doesn't necessarily need one. Check out Zach on Instagram and Etsy. He does good work.
Go sit yourself.
He may be known to crouch on a gargoyle, but Spider-Man can go sit himself.
First up, we've got the ravagingly Toy Biz Battle Ravage Spider-Man. You're not that great. He is though. Here's the Marvel Legends The Amazing Spider-Man. This was supposed to be a stretch, but it kind of just looks like he stubbed his toe. Here's the Final Swing Spider-Man. And just to switch it up to an import figure, here's the Mafex Bruce Wayne. And from the Infinity Saga, wait, doesn't infinity mean that it goes on forever? But it never ends? Well, it ended with Endgame, so that doesn't make any sense at all. Here's Thor. Speaking of forever, Wakanda forever. Here's Black Panther. And lastly, a head sculpt that kind of still holds up. The Toy Biz Jonah J. Jameson. And with a peace offering of some Uncle Ben's rice, from the same wave, Marvel Legends Sandman.
Think unsexy thoughts. Think unsexy thoughts.
This is unmistakably early 2000s Spider-Man. Hasbro could have easily painted the web lines here, but they went the extra mile and sculpted them in. Even amongst other Spider-Man, it stands out. A release I never thought we'd see until that shocking reveal in No Way Home.
So what? Y'all just gonna stand here and act like I ain't butt-ass naked?
I am.
The drop-down hips and butterfly joints gives you more articulation than your average Marvel Legends. The ball joint and inverted ab crunch has all the dexterity you need in a Spider-Man figure, even if it does give him a baby bump when arching back.
Are you sure you're not just getting fat?
The masked head sculpt's eyes are too far apart, while the Toby McGuire head sculpt's expression lacks enthusiasm. Like, what is with that dorky haircut?
I'm friends with the 9-year-old boy. This is great.
And I'm like great friends apparently with Ric Flair, so that's cool too. Woo!
Since the unmasked head sculpt is oversized for the body, you may be asking, what civilian bodies will it fit on? Well, there are only 2 in my collection that kind of work. The retro Spider-Man gives him a youth pasture look, while the Professor from the Logan Charles Xavier 2-pack is the closest in skin tone. You know, if you can overlook that liver spot on the neck. As happy as I am to finally get a classic Spider-Man movie figure, I found myself wanting more. I get that each wave has a budget and additional hands I guess weren't in the budget. But if you have to charge a little bit more just to give us the 2 wall-crawling hands,
Do it. Do it.
especially when you already have the sculpts from that Spider-Man 3-pack.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Make sure to like and subscribe, ding, to stay up to date with ya brah. And remember, collect responsibly. Or not, do whatever the fuck you want, I'm not your keeper.